Hello people, welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and today we're going to take a look at the Progetto 66, the upcoming tier 9 Italian heavy tank with the improved auto reloaders. So in this case we're actually going to call it the Orange 66 just because I have this beautiful cam onto it. And let's roll the intro. So as you saw from my previous video, I actually made the review of the preview of the Rinoceronte, and as I said, I really do not enjoy the gameplay of the tier 10, but I really love the tier 9. Why is that? Just because you have a much better gun. Actually, I cannot say it's much better. The gun stabilization is so much greater. The reloading of the shells is so much quicker, even though your alpha damage is less at 400 or even 320 if you choose to use the 105mm gun. And I don't know, the armor seems to work much better. And I don't know, it's just my favorite. So yeah, let's take a look at the tier 9 into Ensk in what is this, tier 10 matchmaking. I believe that's 7-8 matchmaking, which is really fair. And over here you see like my first fight with my own teammate, the E50. At this point I really wanted to side scrape around the corner, but actually this tank is really short, or is really low profile to say so, and I could not side scrape over or to expose my turret over the E50, so I actually went in front. And now I see the Progetto 66 actually is side scraping like a boss over there, and I decided to not take a shot. I will expose over side scraping, and I didn't want to risk like taking 400 damage because it's just not good. So talking about the Progetto 66 in particular, I really enjoy the gun. You have 0.21, and oh, big mistake over here for me. Over here I actually rushed the shot and did not manage to do damage, but at least I tracked the guy. And over there I did not expect it to be a Progetto 66 around the corner. I really wanted to get a shot into the E100 lower plate, but well, shit happens. And just look how quick we get the shell in, and I really had a bad shell over there. I don't know what was wrong with me, and just look at it. We are reloading in maybe 12 seconds or so, or 10 maybe, and that is so much greater because you can retaliate way quicker to the enemies and just, well, you can just chill over here. I really wanted to get another shell in, but I don't know why this guy is sitting there. Maybe he's watching the E50, and well, we managed to load the second shell, and we managed to get another 400 damage in, which is really good, pushing our total up to 1630. And now we're just waiting to load our 3 shells in and just see if we can clip someone, burst someone, and do some more damage. Now I see that this 49 is no more watching me. I decided to take my chances, killing the guy and securing our first kill. So in my last video I actually made quite a poor review to say so, and actually one guy called Not Andrew, he managed to highlight, to tell me what I actually mistaked, and that was just I misplayed the tank, to say so. I really love to do when I have a tank that is that can do a burst damage, can do more damage than one shot. I usually go to do like more than one shot of damage. So he managed to correct me and saying that firing singles it's much better, and indeed yes, it's so much better to fire singles in the Rinoceronte. And I don't know, in this tank it's it's really fitting your style. I mean, this tank is for everyone, and just look at it. Having like 12 seconds or 10 seconds, we managed to get the T49 just before he managed to get around us, and maybe he could get the engine over here, and maybe hitting us for like 1000 damage. So this tank managed to retaliate just before of that. So it's a much, that's why I love this tank, because you can retaliate quicker even though you're not dealing as much damage. So talking about the damage, you deal 400 damage with the 120 main armament gun with 42 minutes of penetration on AP, which in my opinion is quite okay. And also if you want to do to load hit, you have 303, and also some HEs with 120 penetration and 515. Just maybe if you see like a Borshik or FV405, and quite greedy by me over here, I'm protecting this guy to not get hit by the shit bar and managed to secure 4000 damage. But this is not the best match I had. I just really wanted to show you why I love this tank more than the Rinoceronte. Just to, as you saw over there with versus the T49 versus the F100, it was so much better in my opinion, just because you had that shell get ready, that shell prepared to be shot. So now we're gonna jump into another replay, which was actually my highest damage in this tank. Okay, so loading up on Empire Border in a really interesting matchmaking on test server, which features some tier 8s. This was my highest damage battle, and yeah, let's talk about the Progetto statistically. So the firepower, you can pick two really interesting guns. One which I mentioned is the 120mm main armament that can have a lower penetration than the 105 at 242 and 300 at 3 hit, which is, in my opinion, the best to choose from. And also, as I said, the second gun, which is the 105mm gun, which has 320 alpha damage and really nice standard penetration. Actually a high penetration on standard route, and 258, which is full-blooded tier 9 or tier 10 penetration. And on top of that, you have 3 seconds compared to 3.5 seconds, which is the entry clip reload, so you can pretty much do a much better burst. But the damage clip is not actually much higher, even if you have a clip size of 4. Yeah, you can deal 1280 damage in 9 seconds, which is not the highest. Thinking that this vehicle can do, actually this 120mm main ammo can do 1200 in just 7 seconds, so yeah, it's not a big difference, but I don't know, it's just a better gun just to have a much more variety to choose from. I mean, every gun can satisfy a player how they want them to play, and so on and so forth. Here, I want to mention that in a Rinoceronte it would have been much better to snipe, just because the Rinoceronte has the superior accuracy. This tank's accuracy is actually not the best at 0.35 if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually double check. Yeah, the dispersion at 100 meters is 0.35. And if you're willing to use the 105mm, your dispersion actually is 0.33, so you're more accurate with the smaller caliber gun. Over there I just rushed the shot. I said I have 40 seconds to clip. I have 40 seconds to spare, going uphill with quite mediocre power to weight ratio. It's actually quite decent at what is that, at 13.8. I mean, honestly, on this tank the gun stabilization is really good. You have 0.21, which I believe it's the dispersion while moving. It's much better than the Rinoceronte. You can drop the what is that, IRM, so you can put either optics or maybe you can put a turbocharger, which is really nice. And over here we meet an enemy. We meet a guy which thought he can flank the I7, and I really wanted to get the third shell in just to do more damage, and over there I thought I am screwed. But just look at that, I have like pretty much like a 10-second, which is so much better. If I will have been into the if I will be in the Rinoceronte, I will still be like 5 seconds onto a reload or something like that. But yeah, just because I had like 12 seconds to load my last shell, or the first shell, however you want to call it, yeah, I managed to shut down the STB-1 successfully. And just because he was firing heat, he didn't manage to penetrate my my side armor, which is really nice. So as you saw over there, it's really nice to have a gun that can reload much quicker and just Just look how small the reticle is, like, let's be honest. But back to the statistics, the dispersion is the same either for the big gun and the small gun as well. The DPM is actually much higher on the 120 to 120 millimeter, which is much better, and I really recommend using the 120 millimeter. What else is to say? We have 9 degrees of gun depression, which is really good, but not as good as the tier 10 at 10. You have really good turret armor, as we're gonna see in the upcoming minutes, to say the least. And over here, we really destroyed that ELC even. I don't know why he was standing still. Maybe he didn't use a vertical stabilizer, but maybe he was just a tourist or whatever you want to call it. We managed to get 3.2k damage, which is really nice. And now I'm thinking, how do I want to approach that in 95? And over there is like, those guys, they just screw up. The team, I don't know how they had a lot of team, a lot of people into the mid and that area, and they just melted away, which is not ideal. So back to the tank mobility, as you saw over here, it's quite not decent or so. 45 km/h top speed. It's quite a mobile heavy, to say the least. It's like it's quite good. I mean, for my style, it's really good. But the reverse speed, I do not like it at 12. It's really bad. I mean, you should slap a turbo to prevent this tank from backing up. That how to say, to get into cover much quicker. And over here, I saw my opportunity to do like another 1k damage, to say the least. And this is what I love about the auto reloader heavies. Even if you are like on one shot or so and you have the opportunity to dish out that clip, you can deal an additional 1000, maybe 500, 800 damage, which is so much better for your statistics, for your account. So yeah, over there I managed to get greedy and rush the shell, and over here I say, oh my god, that's gonna be painful. I don't know how, yeah, like the poor part weight, or however you want to call it. Actually, the slope was really bad. This guy managed to crush me for 400, and now we're actually face hugging him, and hopefully I will be able to bounce 311 millimeters of penetration. And yeah, in a rhinoceronte it will have been a penetration more than 10, more than sure. I mean that the turret armor on the rhinoceronte doesn't really work, and once again we bounced the E100. We are farming him out, if I can say so. And over here I don't understand why I got like that, why I reversed. I should have kept face hugging him. Maybe could have get like one more shell in, and yeah, that's pretty much GG. 4.3k. That he managed to melt away, and I didn't manage to carry the game. But still, it was a really nice thing from my side. I mean, it was a good performance. I believe I showed the strengths of the vehicle. So yeah, that's pretty much the Rhinoceronte, the Progetto 66. Now let's take a look at the statistics in game. After I show you something really... Why, what? After I show you this guy. If I will... Okay, my replay is bugged. Okay, finally it works. What the hell? Am I lagging? Okay, so look at that. What? Come on. Okay, so something is freaking out. But just look at this guy. Why he's using the small gun on the test server? I mean, equal free XP, you can do anything. Why is this guy using like the M12 gun? So yeah, that's quite the question of the day. But hey, let's jump into the garage. Okay, so here we're in the garage with the Progetto 60. That's pretty much my setup. How will I equip this tank for the live how to say, live server. So ventilation into the survivability slot just to improve this the DPM, vertical stabilizer, and pretty much optics, or you can just use a turbo if you really want to get the mobility to a better point than 13.7. So yeah, that's pretty much the equipment. Just look at this, guys. Just look at the DPM, 2131 versus the Rhinoceronte, which is using Bond equipment, 2133. So you have 2 DPM difference, but the Rhinoceronte is using the Bond. So in theory, you have better DPM at tier 9, you have a better matchmaking at tier 9, you have a turret that actually doesn't have weak points like you have over here once you are in cooldown. You actually have like a better gun stabilization, better timer of the shell reload. Yeah, what else do you want from this tank? I'm looking at mobility. Okay, the Rhinoceros is slightly mobile, but that's pretty much why I think the tier 9 is so much better. You have a better gun, just stabilization wise, DPM wise, and yeah, I believe I made my point clear. You have a better turret, better matchmaking, and also you can slap down. You have pretty much a free equipment slot because you don't need to use IRM. You can use optics to improve the view range up to 502 if you have a really great crew, and on top of that, you have 4 crew members, which is perfect because on the tier 8 premium you have also 4 crew members, and on top of that, there is like not a lot of pressure on the commander and the loader as well. So yeah, here pretty much like everyone just chill down a little inside the crew, so that's pretty much good. Okay, talking about the survivability, you have 1850, which is quite okay for tier 9, which actually it's quite good for tier 9. I mean, the restaurant at tier 10 has 2000, that is like really low HP, but at tier 9, 1850, yeah, that's actually quite decent. The hull armor is 120, 130 compared to the recent 135, so you have pretty much the same hull armor, which is really nice at tier 9. Once again, you're meeting more likely tier 8 and tier 9 and tier 7 occasionally, and on top of that, your turret is so much better. And quick tip, if you are seeing the stock turret has 210 meter of armor, well, don't get how to say, don't get like wow, this turret is gonna be better. No, it's pretty much like flat. You have pretty much 210 or 215 to say the least, and yeah, the top turret is so much better. On top of that, you can mount the best gun, the tier 10 gun, which once again I specified has the DPM of the tier 10, which is really interesting in my opinion. So now talking about the statistics of the Progetto 66, or in this case the Orange 66. Yeah, 1093 base experience per game. Yeah, just compare this tank to like the Bisonte, which is in my opinion like my most enjoyed tank, premium tank at tier 8. As you saw over here, he's like top after pretty much like not even 1 or 2 battles. So yeah, this tank is sitting over there like into my most favorite tanks. So yeah, after 12 matches we managed to win, I believe that's like 8 out of 8 or so. So yeah, here pretty much 75% win rate, 3152. But quick disclaimer, in 2 or 3 maps, 2 or 3 matches, I actually managed to chuck myself off the cliff or do like some stupid mistake, and I pretty much screwed the game when I could have a much better how to say, much better performance. So that this number could have been much higher, but I don't know, had some, I don't know what it was in my head. So yeah, quite bad for me. But we also have some more assistant damage compared to the let's actually sort it by nationalities. So yeah, look at this. We have 526, which is not the highest because everyone is just using food and everything. But still, I have much more assistance than you're surrounded. Just because you can use optics, which is much better if you really wanna get more experience, get base experience and everything. And yeah. On top of that, once again, I said my highest damage is actually 5.7, as you saw the replay on Empire Border. I managed to get a blind shot in, and 2100 base experience, which is, I believe, the same match, which is much better performance than the Rhinoceronte. So we actually managed to survive 41%, which is once again really good. We can survive more in this vehicle just because much better armament, and you can really tail it more. Once again, I managed to say this point like 100 times. And well, you're actually, how to say, you're actually if you have the Bisonte, which is the tier 8 premium, you're pretty much, it's pretty much like a Bisonte, to say, if I can say so. I mean, let's actually compare this tank real quick to the Bisonte, the premium tank. So you have, like, actually, no, let's not compare it. But yeah, the hull armor, like the turret armor, and the mobility. But what I'm trying to say is like pretty much the same gameplay, but this tank is much more better. But I don't know why. I felt like the Bisonte and this tank have something in common. So yeah, this is pretty much the replay, actually the preview of the Progetto 66. Yeah, my favorite tank pretty much at tier 9. If this tank is gonna stay as it is, I will just rush to the tier 9 and not even care about the tier 10. Well, maybe I'm just gonna buy the tier 10 just to have it, but still, I'm just gonna say this tank is the same as the Ice 3-2, as many of you know that the Ice 3 is performing much better than the tier 10, and pretty much it's gonna be the same case with the Progetto 66. It's much better than the tier 10, and that's pretty much my opinion. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you legends in the next video where I'll pretty much do a top 10 video, and after that maybe I'm gonna do like RNG video or something like that, but no spoilers. I will just upload consistently, and I really want to thank you for all the support, and also don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates me and it helps the channel out. So without further ado, let's end the video here. Everyone, good luck, stay safe, and bye.